Hello, America. It's me again, Jonathan Bodine, coming back at you. I know it's been a while since I've said anything. I've been quiet, but I just feel like it's time that somebody said something. I mean, look at what's going on with our country. Look, I consider myself somewhat of a conservative. And the reason why I consider myself a conservative is because I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be here. I'm happy that I'm here. I would rather be here in America than any other place in the world. Why? Because we're free. As of right now, we are. But it seems that this some kind of narrative, this some kind of agenda that's being pushed upon us Americans, all this racism and hate speech and like the world, like we're not equal and all this and that. Let me tell you something, a little bit about something, okay? I'm white. Okay, I grew up, my dad, he grew up poor. His dad died when he was young, when he was like 6 years old, okay? And they didn't have a lot of money, okay? And there was 12 brothers and sisters, okay? Living in a little bitty house. They didn't have a whole lot of money, I mean, they were poor. I mean, they were poor. They didn't have any white privilege. There was no such thing as white privilege, And then when he had children, he had to go to war, okay, before he had children. He had to go and fight in Vietnam War. He didn't choose to fight in Vietnam War. He didn't join the army. He was drafted into there and had to fight, go over into the jungles of Vietnam and fight people that they had no chance of defeating. They had no chance of defeating these people. We were fighting these people. The Americans were fighting people on their own soil, where they had holes dug, where they would spring up out of holes. They were lying in wait. If you were an American and you made it out of the Vietnam War, you were lucky or blessed by God. Okay? Now, after he gets out of, after living a life fatherless and poor with 12 brothers and sisters, barely getting by, having to do whatever they could do to survive, then he goes to war. Then when he gets back from war, he comes back to having a son. They hadn't even seen him because my mom was pregnant with my brother, my oldest brother, right before my dad was deployed. So the first time he got to see his son was when he was almost 2 years old, or if he wasn't already 2 years old. Okay? There's no privilege in that. That's not privilege. Okay? Not only that, but you know what my dad did? Okay, he had no education because he had to drop out of school when he was young because he had to go to work to live. Not because he was dumb and didn't want to go to school, but because he had to go to work so he could eat. So he could just eat. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a choice. He had no choice in this matter because he was poor. Okay? Do you call that white privilege? No. Okay? So then, you know what he did though? He pulls up his bootstraps. He starts his own business, stone masonry, laying rocks. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I did that. I did stone masonry for 22 years of my life. When I got older, I made some mistakes when I was young. I did some wrong things. I got my girlfriend pregnant when we were still teenagers. There was no more school for me. I went to work for my dad's business, laying stone, laying rock for a living. I become a stonemason. That's what I did for 22 years. I worked my butt off for my daughter. You know what I mean? I did my job. But I didn't have no privilege. There was no privilege. You know, but I was more fortunate than my dad, because my dad had worked his butt off to start a business. It wasn't an easy business because it was stonemasonry. Do you guys know what stonemasonry is? It's where you lay stone on people's houses or on buildings. And I'm not talking about little bitty stones. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's great big stones. They're real heavy, and you chisel them with a hammer. And you pick them up and you put them together. It's work. It's work, you know? It's a lot of work. There's no privilege in that, okay? All right, and you know, I did the same thing. This is what I did for 22 years, and you know, my second daughter came along after my first daughter was 5 years old. I was 21 years old when I had my first house built. 21 years old. And you know who helped me do that? Nobody helped me do that. You know who did that? I did that. Because I got out there and I worked my butt off and I did what I had to do to take care of my family, okay? That's what I did. You know? Thank God I had family though, you know? I had my dad helped me out. That's wonderful. Those things are great, but be grateful for the things that you have. Be grateful for what you have. You know what the number one problem is with this country? It ain't racism. It's not bigotry. The biggest problem with this country is all these millennials, they feel entitled. And it ain't just the millennials. It's the Generation X too. And whatever else. You feel entitled. What are you entitled to? You're not entitled to anybody. Nothing is entitled to anything. You gotta just get out there and work and do the best that you can. And let me tell you something, the ones that are out here screaming racism, trust me, you are the one that has a racial problem, okay? All the ones out here screaming racist, race that, race blah, 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 blah. You know, that just proves that you're racist. If you're constantly thinking about racism, then you have a problem with the other race. Because let me tell you something, if you didn't have a problem with the other race, then you wouldn't care whether they liked you or not. But the fact is, you have hate in your heart, and when you have hate in your heart, that's all you think about. It's harder to live a life of hate than it is to just pick up your bootstraps, go to work, and be happy, man. Be happy. We all have the same chances here in the United States of America. This place is beautiful. We are so fortunate. Beautiful sky, beautiful grass, good clean water to drink, good clean food, plentiful of everything. You got musicians making millions of dollars. You've got actors making millions of dollars. You've got athletes making billions of dollars. It don't matter. I'm talking about these people are making so much money. It is sick. Real estate agents, billions of dollars. Donald Trump, our president, he's a billionaire from real estate. Okay? All right? And all you people saying that Donald Trump is a racist, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. And if you think that for real, where are you getting your facts? What facts do you have that Donald Trump is racist? He ain't said a racist thing. That's insane. The man has done more for the black community than any other president has ever done. And that goes for the beloved Obama too. He didn't do nothing for anybody. Look, I'm just sick of seeing my country being torn apart. You know, division is how the higher ups conquer, okay? They want to keep the middle class and the poor people at fighting each other all the time so the rich can make off with all the money. That's exactly what it is. That's all it is. And we fall, or you fall for it every time. But you know what? I'm happy with my little piece of the pie. I got a beautiful piece of land. I got 2 vehicles. I got a home that's paid for. I got a beautiful wife that loves me. I got 3 beautiful daughters who love me. I have a little dog. I have 2 little dogs that love me. My family. That's all that matters in this world, man. That and the Almighty God, the Almighty Father in heaven. If you got so much hate in your heart, find the Almighty, because He'll take that hate away from you. Aren't you tired? Black Lives Matter, guys, are you not tired of hate? Antifa, are you not tired of hate? Will you hate me because I voted for Donald Trump? Why you hate me because I voted for Donald Trump? Look at me. I'm a long-haired hippie. I mean, all I do is try to live my life, man. I ain't got nothing against you, brother. I ain't got nothing against any of y'all. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know a lot of white people. You know why I know a lot of white people? Because I'm white. And you know how often that I hear a white person say, you know what, I just hate black people. You know what, I just hate Mexicans. And you know what else? I'm from Alabama. I'm from Alabama. Everybody talks about us all the time. You don't see me crying. Oh, they said I was a redneck. Oh, God. They said I was stupid. Oh, they think everybody from Alabama is so stupid. Let me tell you something. If the rest of the, if Alabama's stupid, then I feel real sorry for the rest of the country, because y'all are about half retarded. Oh, I'm sorry, I said retarded, because I know there's some mentally handicapped people out here in the world. I'm sorry. But really, the best thing you can do is you can get up every day like I do and go to work, love your family. You're not this. Look, this life is too short. This life is way too short for hate. There is no time for hate. Now I get it. A few people have been hurt or even killed by police officers. Sorry. And I get it, so you're mad. But how is burning down buildings, breaking into stores and thieving and stealing, robbing and cheating and killing, beating white people up, screaming, kill the white people? How is that helping? It's not. Sounds like to me you already got hate in your heart, and you're just using that, someone's death, for your robbing and thieving and killing and destructing. Now that's sick. You might want to go look in the mirror. You might want to think about that a little bit. You want to blame the Trump people for your problems? You want to blame white people for your problems? What have I ever done to any of you? You know what? Hey, like I said, I've been in masonry for 22 years. We've had a couple Mexican crews work for us. I've had black people work for us. We've had, we've had multiple different cultured people work for us. It doesn't matter, as long as you want to come to work and you work hard and you do what you're supposed to do. That's all that matters. That's all that anybody can ask for. And you know what? Everybody got paid the same. Everybody got paid the same. I didn't pay white people more than I paid the Mexicans. I didn't pay white people more than I paid the black people. I even had a couple women work for us. We paid the women the same. There was no bias or racial tensions amongst any of us. We were just people. It's the people up there that we need to be looking at. There is people that do want to keep us down, and they use us against one another. We need to unite, all us people who feel like they've been left behind. I feel like I've been left behind, just like you feel like you've been left behind. Man, it's okay. It's okay, man. We're in this together. We're all in this together. White, black, Asian, Hispanic. Look, if you move to this country and you've lived in this country and you are legally living in this country, you are an American. And let me tell you something, black people. All you black people, look, I'm white. Look, I can say this right here. I just want to say this one thing, and I'm going to end this video, okay? You are not African American. You are an American. Because if you were African American, then that would make me Irish, French American. Okay? And the fact is, most of you guys have got some other something in you. You know, we're all mixed together. We just have different colors of skin. Fact is, I've got Irish in me, I've got French in me, I've got Native American blood in me, and I probably got some English blood in me. There's a chance I got some German, some Russian. Ain't no telling what all I got in me, man. The only ones I know about is the French and the Irish and the Native American, man. There's a chance I got some African somewhere in me. I'm sure I do. Just like you guys have got some English in you, you might have some Irish in you, you probably got some Native American in you, and that goes for you Hispanics also. We're all mixed up. If you live in America, chances are you're mixed up. We're all a bunch of mutts. We just got different color skin. But your culture is my culture. We all have the same culture. We're all American. This is American culture. We didn't grow up in different parts of the world, you know? We didn't. If you grew up in America, then your culture is my culture, because we all watch the same TV shows. We watch the same movies. We listen to the same music. We wear the same clothes. We drive the same vehicles. We do the same things. We go to the same schools. We learn to talk. We learn to walk. We learn to do all the things together. White, black, brown, it don't matter. We all do it together because we're all the same. So stop the hate. Stop the racism. This is stupid. It's getting out of control. It's getting out of control. Antifa, I got one word for you. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of punks stirring up trouble. That's all you are. You're just stirring up trouble. And you Black Lives, you ain't doing nothing but stirring up trouble. Man, y'all acting like the KKK did back in the day. Stupid. What's next? Y'all gonna start stringing up black people or white people, putting them on the cross and setting them on fire? You gonna start hanging white folks? What good is that gonna do? What good? I mean, that turns you into exactly what you're fighting against. And I guarantee you that most of our history is probably lies. They lie to keep us at each other's throats. Why? So they can make off with all the money. While we sitting down here, poor or middle class, fighting with one another. Man, let's stop it. Let's come together. Let's be as one, man. Look, I just say peace. Peace, man. Let's stop this madness. Let's come together. Let's be American. Let's be one. One thing that I really believe that we need to do, and I'm gonna shut up after this, I know I said I was going to shut up before, but I'm going to shut up after this for real. We have the Democratic Party, we have the Republican Party, and then we got a couple other ones, the Independent, whatever, you know. It's like, I live in Alabama, okay? There's a big, you know, you're either for Alabama or you're for Auburn, you know what I mean? There's a big rivalry, right? So you got your Democrats and you got your Republicans. You know, you're not going to change an Alabama fan into an Auburn fan very easily. And you're not going to change an Auburn fan into an Alabama fan very easily. It's just not, it's just not something that happens. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing that happens with Republicans and Democrats and independents, all that. You're not going to change your mind. So this is what I say we should do. 100%. We end all of that. We don't have one presidential candidacy. Okay? One. And that should be the United States of America political party. That's it. That's all you need. And you get you know, you get people from all walks of life, okay? You get people from all walks of life in America. You have to be born in America, and you have to have lived here your whole life. You got to be a certain age. It's the only criteria. You don't have to have a college education. None of that stuff. The only thing you got to have is to get out here, tell the people what you think is the best for our country, and if the people vote for you, no matter who you are, you win. Hands down. We don't need no electoral votes. We don't need anything. Just 100% raw. The people speak, and whoever gets voted in president is the president, period. No more political parties. No more agendas. Just straight 100% Americans voting for a leader. And that's it. But anyway, look, I know I was probably all over the place, and I haven't done any videos in a while, but I'm going to put this one out here, and I want everybody to think about it just a little bit. Think about what I said, and I'll be back. We're going to talk about this some more. But I love you guys. I'm Jathan Bodine. I'm from Alabama in the great country of the United States of America. I'm proud, white American. And I love you guys. And I'm out.